Welcome back to another episode of Diggity, a video game podcast where you get caught up on all of the weekly gaming news. Diggity is a part of the Spawn Camp Network, a group of content creators that make podcasts and tons of video content, ranging from video games to gunpla builds. Spawn Camp is made up of WASD and Beyond, a gaming podcast that focuses on topical content as well as PC gaming, Build Bros, an anime and gunpla podcast that will satisfy all of your plastic model needs, Objectively Bad Opinions, or OBO as we call it, the podcast where all of the content creators within Spawn Camp get together to create some of the most outlandish podcast content this side of the internet, and, well, Diggity, your weekly gaming news podcast that specializes in being blunt and not sugarcoating the bullshit. We have an awesome Discord server where we have been building an awesome community, which is entirely free. We talk about everything from music to food to gunpla to games and so much more. We also typically have a handful of people playing various games together each and every night. The link to join this community will be in the description below. Come join us and get in on some of the various discussions and some of the and play some games with us. Why not? All of this
Please play with us.
Yes, please play with me. All of this being said, I am Brody. I am one of the normal hosts of Diggity, and I am joined tonight by two wonderful gentlemen from one of the other Spawn Camp podcasts. Hi, Nick.
Howdy.
Hi, Evan.
Hi.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh my God. How you doing, eh?
Tell the fine people a little bit more about yourselves, because I gave like the brief rundown, but give me the long and dirty.
Gotcha. So I'm trying, man. You didn't deserve that. You really didn't. I'm so sorry. WASD and Beyond is a podcast dedicated to all things video game related. We're not just a PC gaming show. We're not just a console show. We talk about pretty much everything. And if there's something one of us don't want to talk about, we get someone on the show who will talk about it. So it's a catch-all type of show. So hop on in. It's dirty. It's raunchy. It's not safe for work, but it's also fun. It's video games. It's a good time. That's all we care about. Or movies or TV. Or this month, it's spooky season. So we're only talking about spooky shit. That's it. That's all that's going on WASD this month. Yeah, me and Logan and Alex actually of the Build Bros did an episode dedicated to horror movies, which is not the only episode dedicated to horror movies that will be coming out this month for WASD and Beyond. Evan and myself will be doing a whole episode on scary video games. I'm sure Logan will hop into to that episode with us. So yeah, that's WASD and Beyond in a nutshell, man. Trying my best to put it in a nutshell.
I was trying my best to find something that I could throw at Nick that wouldn't leave a bruise.
Potatoes, bro.
I don't have
oranges.
I don't just have potatoes laying around my desk, or oranges for that matter. And I am Nick's loyal co-host for WASD, and I will be talking to him, like Nick just said, about horror games this month or spooky games. I don't really typically play them, but yeah, I mean, Nick kind of summed it up pretty well. I mean, that is what
You went on a pretty big Resident Evil kick last year, bro.
Yeah, but I don't consider this very scary. Like I consider like Amnesia, like games like Outlast, like those I put in a different tier, because like Resident Evil's spooky and it's scary, but like, I mean, you're given like a rocket launcher to fight some of these guys, you know, so it's not in essence it's not that bad. Whereas like Outlast, you know, instead of grabbing a pitchfork or a knife, you just hold a video camera like a normal scary movie dumbass.
Outlast is just about you getting your ass beat the entire time.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I mean.
But yes,
I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with my
that is us. That's WASD and Beyond.
Yeah,
that's us.
Okay, fair enough. That was a nutshell, I suppose. So this week's a little bit different. Things got a little bit busy, and there was a bunch of kind of small news, but nothing super big to talk about here. But this week, I kind of thought it'd be neat to focus in on. We've had some really good video game adaptations lately, right? Like, so we've had Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Now we've actually got the first look at the trailer. Nintendo dropped it today for the Mario movie with starring Crisp Rat. And a lot of people kind of went into this not knowing what to expect. I mean, the studio that is making it is phenomenal. I mean, incredible. They do a great job with the animation. But a lot of people were hesitant for sure. And given the cast that we kind of just were presented with, right? Like this upfront, like, hey, God, I can't even say it right anymore. Chris Pratt is the lead on this. He's going to play Mario. We've got Jack Black as Bowser. I mean, a bunch of just crazy names, like Seth Rogen being Donkey Kong. Like, it just very bizarre stuff.
Wild.
And so it was something we weren't sure about, and we just watched the trailer again before we went live tonight, and I gotta say, I'm impressed.
That's my first time watching it.
Yeah, I've watched it twice now. I watched it a little bit ago, and then I watched it right before we went live, but I'm excited for this. It looks like dumb fun, which I'm okay with, right? Like, it's a Mario movie. It's an animated Mario movie. It's probably going to be more geared towards children.
Yeah, definitely.
But that being said, I mean, I've seen a lot of kid shows. I have 2 kids that are 7 and 10. Like, I've watched a lot of kid shows. Some of them are good. Some of them fucking suck. But this one looks like it could be really good. I mean, what was your guys' take on this trailer so far?
Just from an initial, response to it, I really liked it. I liked the animation style. I liked how, they kind of set it up right at the beginning of the trailer with, like, Bowser's this big bad, look at the army, all this stuff. And then it turns immediately, very quickly into comedy with them just throwing snowballs at him while it does nothing. And then he burns their kingdom down with one little breath. So I liked it. I thought it was really it was a teaser trailer, right? So it wasn't like a 3-minute long thing where we got to meet every single cast member and all that kind of stuff. So it was just a little look at the bad guy, look at the good guy, that kind of thing. You get to hear their voices for the first time. Jack Black kills it, I'd say. And Chris Pratt, does a great job, I'd say, because I think it would have just caused more issues if they said go full Italian accent with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
fair.
It's probably not easy for him to do it, and you're just gonna get a lot of flack for that. I think in a lot of different ways. Whereas I like that he kind of just took this, let me do kind of New York, kind of Jersey, and balance it into sounding kind of Italian, but not, bad.
And we didn't hear a ton of it either, right? Like,
it wasn't.
You first kind of heard him talk. You're like, yeah, that's Chris Pratt, and then you got just a tinge of it. So it'll be interesting to see how much he really goes for it once we kind of see the full thing. And on top of that, I mean, Mario isn't exactly known for talking. He gives some like sound effects, some onomatopoeias, if you will.
Yeah.
But that's about it, right? Like, we don't get a bunch of it. But yeah, exactly. If he went too hard on the Italian accent, I think it would have been a little bit pandery, I guess. I don't know what else to really.
Yeah, that's a good way of just defining it.
Yeah.
I love the thumbs up every time somebody walks through the background.
Yeah, yeah, there are people walking around, so it just adds to the humor.
Big Neil.
Yeah,
Hi, Big Neil.
He gives a thumbs up back, and
yeah.
Let's go.
There we go. Big Neil threw up the horns.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I'm not a big animation person. I don't really go and see animated movies. I certainly don't go see kids movies because I'm old and boring.
And don't have children, so
yeah, that's
that
true.
You know
I'm not
of.
really forced to. I'm not really forced into doing it. But yeah, no, I mean, I'll probably see it. Don't know if I'll see it in theaters, but I
mean, that's
fair.
fair.
I'm gonna watch it regardless. Like, at the very least, just to be able to talk about it with you guys when it's out. But yeah, I mean, my expectations are pretty well set, and I think they were matched in a good way. I'm not expecting anything more. I didn't get anything less. Very happy with it overall. So yeah, that's me, Nick.
Yeah. So really quick, I've noticed I have Kazuya Mishima eyebrows going on right now. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I'm gonna have to have my wife do my eyebrows for me. So Illumination is making this film, and it looks, from what we've seen, beautiful. Miyamoto-san was saying basically that they're putting the finishing touches on this film right now. So like any like extra lighting, things like that, they're still working on.
Sure.
But from what we saw tonight, this movie looks awesome. It looks beautiful. Obviously, like, the characters look like the fucking characters, right? But there's just a little bit of extra detail to these characters. Like, there's extra detail on the scales on Bowser. Like, his hair is just flowing majestically and looking great. And
Mario's
it's just so Mario's mustache. Like, there's so much finite details happening in this trailer, and it's just fucking awesome to see. So this movie was definitely given love. You can see that they gave a fuck about what they were doing when they created the fucking movie. So I'm very excited for this movie. I will be going to theaters probably. I'm gonna try my best to go day one. Honestly, I would like to at least go day one to see this movie. That's how stoked I am for it. But I also am thinking about my childhood, right? So there's that aspect. As far as Chris Pratt's voice, there is that New York, New Jersey tinge to it that was kind of cool. We've heard him say a couple lines though. That's it. We've heard him say, "Let's go to the Mushroom Kingdom," basically. That's it. That's not enough to base your love or your hate for Chris Pratt as Mario, right? Like, we haven't heard him like really even speak yet. So a lot of people bitching about it, and I just don't get it. Like, we'll see, right? Like, we will see how Chris Pratt does as Mario. This isn't a Sonic thing, right? So, like, you look back at Sonic when they first showed Sonic off, and the whole movie had to get redone.
Yeah, that wasn't a problem for them. I mean, they were spot on with it right when they showed it. I mean,
exactly.
Everybody freaked out about the actors, which that's a different story. When for Sonic, it was like, no, this guy looks bad. You need to fix him. Whereas for Sonic, this, I mean, he looks. Everything looks great. Like the detail on the mushrooms, on Toad.
Yes.
Like
Toad was hilarious. I'm stoked that that's the direction they're going to go with Toad. Is going to be that quirky, like, funny, zippy character. That's what I want. So, like, that's awesome, and it doesn't look like Chris Chan drew it, right? So this looks like Nintendo actually gave the full thumb. The original Sonic looked like Chris Chan drew it.
Anytime he could fit into that, man.
How
did
we get here? Come on, man.
Like, what is it? 6 Degrees of Chris Chan? Like, what is this?
Yes.
What are we doing?
Yes, you brought WASD on your show. But yeah, man.
I did.
The trailer looks awesome. We're supposed to be getting more footage in the next couple months, Miyamoto-san said. And I'm looking forward to it. I don't see how this... to take a page from Jeff, this is not going to fail.
No.
Money-wise?
God, no. There's no
it's
chance.
gonna make a ton of money.
This is not going to fail. This is going to be a money pit of a success, and there's going to be another Mario movie. And then, guess what? If there's another Mario movie, they're already introducing Donkey Kong here as Seth Rogen. So that means they're going to be... Because Nintendo already pretty much did something, or they brought something up not too long ago where they're talking about movies and TV. Nintendo Studios, movies and TV.
Are they doing the NCU, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe?
Please.
There you go.
A Smash Bros movie where they're all sucked up into like a fucking void and they have to fight each other, kind of.
And then the nightmare fuel that is Kirby and his bottomless gut for
you don't beat Kirby.
Inhaling people.
Kirby's OP.
They should go full into that, right? Like, don't even turn it into a kid thing. Like, make it truly something terrifying for everybody involved.
Dude.
He's just horrifying. You see people like punching at his flesh, trying to get out,
like a black hole. They can't escape. They're reaching for anything they can.
Kind of like Majin Buu.
Yeah,
a little bit,
kind of.
But yeah, no, this looks good. To get back on track, it looks good. I'm excited. I wish Landon were a little older.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? So I could be like, yo, let's go see this movie together. But I'm gonna go probably.
You can take him.
My
to
wife.
See it. He's 2. He can do that. He'll be fine.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't like taking him to restaurants. He's good in restaurants, but I don't want to take him to restaurants. The off chance he has a freak out.
My dad took me to see an IMAX film that was all about whales, and when I was 2 years old, and I screamed in that theater until I got kicked out. I mean, I think you'll be fine. It's Mario. It's bright colors. It's happy.
I'm glad he specifies he was, or I'm glad he specified that he was 2 because I was assuming it was like last month.
Like I went and like,
this isn't Martin Scorsese. This isn't Martin Scorsese. We gotta leave.
Okay, be cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, come on now. Cut that.
No, I'm pretty excited for this.
Evan's
so
like,
my kids have actually seen the Mario movie from
93.
93, yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually liked it the first time they watched it. They watched it a couple times. It is a whole nother fucking animal for sure.
Did you see what I posted in the server today? In the poster that they released for this Mario movie, on one of the walls, there's a poster for the original Mario movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
As like so that's a cool little nod back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I really think that, I mean, my kids are gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be a good time.
Definitely.
I don't give a shit about the whole Chris Pratt controversy bullshit. Like I just don't care. I don't know why people are so worried about celebrities' lives that they have to. I can't like this movie because of the actor. That it is for
I mean,
whatever, right? Like unless they're like a fucking Nazi, right? Like if they are an actual terrible person, yes, fair enough. But
sure.
Mike,
just
they didn't cast Mike Lindell,
right,
the guy who made My
like,
Pillow, to play Mario,
right,
or Alex
Right.
Jones. So we can still see this movie. It's a kid. At the end of the day, it's a kid's movie.
absolutely.
So like, I read it initially when I saw that they didn't want Chris playing him. I thought it was like most of what I saw and heard from people was that they just didn't think he'd do a good voice. And to be completely honest, I think those people who are upset about like ruining the character are probably just people who only play Smash Brothers. Sorry, I don't mean to be upsetting anybody. I'm not trying to like make it out to be that way, but like with anything, right? You have a really loving community of fans. They're gonna kind of critique every little thing, regardless
Yeah.
of who it is, right? I think if they had casted Nick to play Mario, there would have been an equal amount of backlash.
As there should be.
Fair enough.
It's a me,
Yeah.
Mario. No one wants that.
You would like slip into Romanian when you were doing Mario, and it would just come
Listen,
out like
it's a me, Mario.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You now drink this cognac and smoke cigarette, 4-year-old baby.
It'd be like, I'm looking at Mario and it's like he's small and harmless, but I feel like he's about to stab me and take my wallet. So like I can't really.
Not that unpredictable. Let's keep going. God damn it.
I had to get back at you for the Marty comment.
I honestly
right.
don't know who else they would have picked, right? Like if you wanted that kind of
Yeah.
like New York accent, I mean, I could see another reality where they cast like Mark Wahlberg for this, right? And I there would
That
yeah
would be-
I see I know
No.
I agree I wholeheartedly
do that,
agree.
that's
But if
fine.
they were gonna go for that real like fucking kind of New York accent, he does that often, and he always
They
plays the
should've done
same
that.
character, and you could have that character as a Mario. I'm not saying I want that by any means, but I'm just saying it could have, in an alternate universe,
Yeah.
there could have been
We don't
Mark
want it.
Matt
Wahlberg
Damon.
fucking Mario.
No, not
Matt
that.
Damon.
Get anybody and take their voice from The Departed and
There
put
you
them as
go.
Mario. There you go, Alec Baldwin.
I'm saying
That'd be
no.
hilarious.
He'll shoot someone on set
Jesus.
Dog.
with a
Jesus.
fireball.
Dog.
With a fireball. With a fireball. Flower power, dude.
You ruined that. Just keep going. Cut that.
Bob
Keep going.
Hoskins. Hey, I'm not. At least I'm not talking about Sony's foreskin PS5 controllers.
Well, thanks for bringing it up. Jesus, this is not
What?
our show. Be cool.
Brody is cool with it. I
Brody's
think.
got to clean this up.
No,
I'm not going
Bob
to.
Hoskins.
It all stays.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
The
Oh,
original
that's
actor
quite
who played
rough.
Mario in the live action film.
Yes.
Mhm.
That would have been cool. Because if you listen to him in that movie, it's just like that old that is a New York thing, right? Like they're in New York. That's where Mario and Luigi's apartment is. That's where all that crazy shit happens. Bob Hoskins, if he was still alive with us today, I think that would have been a great choice. But Chris Pratt's fine, man. Like you don't have to agree with the motherfucker's worldview on everything
Right.
to appreciate his acting. There's plenty of people that I like that a lot of people do not like for the bullshit they've done in their personal lives. But guess what? There's a difference between art and their personal lives.
Yes.
I'm not saying everything's forgivable, but this is a fucking kids movie. This man is playing fucking Super Mario. Be cool.
Right. Yeah. And
Sure.
honestly, like even aside from Chris, God, I always want to say Chris Pratt because my wife only refers to him as Chris Pratt. But anyway,
God.
Chris Pratt. Aside from him, I mean, Jack Black as Bowser. The first time we heard him talk in that trailer, we're like, both Evan and I were like, "Holy shit!" Like that was
Yeah,
cool
like,
because
this is good.
he did a really
Yeah.
good
Sounds
job.
great.
And then you get
Yeah,
you do get a little bit more Jack Black later on, right? Like you can see that undertone of,
It's
and I'm
fine.
cool with that. Like
Yeah.
Jack Black as Bowser is fucking awesome. I'm interested to see Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong and some of
That's
these
gonna be
other
interesting.
characters too, right? Like Keegan Michael Key's as Toad. Like we got a quick snippet, and honestly, if I didn't know it was him, I would not have recognized his voice there.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And so
Not at all.
I think there's a lot of cool characters here that are being played by people that I wouldn't expect, but I mean, that happens all the time. That's the beauty of animation, right? Like, you can kind of separate them. I mean, there's some very famous voice actors that the moment you hear their voice, you instantly think of one thing, right? The one that comes to mind is, oh God, she's recently played Harley Quinn quite a bit, and then she played like Tommy Pickles and stuff back in Rugrats.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
God,
I don't know
it's
the name.
right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, she has some very iconic things that she's done, but
I got the person wrong. I'm trying to find out who you're talking about.
Just look up.
I looked up Harley Quinn animated.
Yeah, there's too many there. Just go Tommy Pickles.
What porn did you get?
No, I got Kaylee Cuoco because that's the TV series.
Oh yeah. Well, that's actually a fucking great example, right? Her as Harley Quinn in the HBO series works exceptionally well and way better than I would have ever expected.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it fits. She does a great job. She doesn't go over the top with being like this Harley Quinn normal like that you see, right? Like she's pretty much just her voice, but somehow it works so well. And animators, especially Illumination, like they're going to be able to figure out a way to make this all flow. And it's not going to be something that's weird. It's not going to be, I mean, like, how many times has Kevin Hart been in something animated? And you're like, yeah, that's definitely Kevin Hart, but it fucking works somehow. Granted, this is Super Mario, one of the most famous IPs ever, but, you know.
Yeah. But here's the cool thing about Super Mario and everyone attached to the project. Everybody has played a Super Mario game. Everybody has a memory with this character, these characters. So it's easy. It's got to be a lot easier to throw yourself into this role, given that everyone's had experiences with these characters. Some way or another. You know Super Mario. You've seen Super Mario. You've played it. So these actors, everyone, they've all been exposed to it. So to throw yourself in the role of Bowser, Super Mario, Luigi, Toad, you name it, it's a bit more personal at that point, I feel like, for some of these actors.
Yeah.
A lot of them go back to their childhood. I know Jack Black's a huge gamer. So for him to play Bowser, I'm sure that was a huge fucking dream come true. Seth Rogen's a stoner and a gamer. For him to play Donkey Kong,
oh, that has
this
to
dude's
be
probably
awesome.
He's fucking high on life at that point, and weed. So whatever. He's fucking stoked. Like it's a good cast with a good team behind it, and Nintendo's blessing.
Tara Strong was who I was trying to think of earlier, by the way.
Oh,
Dill Pickles.
Tara Strong, My Little Pony, Chris Chan. That's two.
God,
Dog.
No, what?
Yeah, you.
That's true. I've linked
dealing
him
with
twice
this right now. Me every day. Like,
I've linked him twice.
I get a call from him. Like, did you know about Chris? I hang up. As soon as I hear the word Chris out of his mouth, I'm hanging up. And I'm like, and he's like, why'd you hang up? I'm like, dog, not for the 6th time today. You've called me while I'm at work. Stop doing this. Like,
oh my God,
I can't take it anymore. But yeah, no, you gotta, Tara Strong. I mean, like, for me, obviously a different set of voice actors come to mind, but I'm mostly because a lot of the voice actors I know are from video games. I haven't watched an animated show in forever. You know, I mean, I can't even remember the last time, but
like Nolan North and Troy Baker and
Ashley Johnson. That's it. That's all I got. No, I can't remember his name. But another iconic one for me is the voice actor for Master Chief.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I feel so bad for forgetting his name. What's his name? I think it's John DiMaggio. Who played Marcus Phoenix in Gears of War? I think it's John DiMaggio, right? Yeah, like another great one right there. So like a different set of actors comes to mind, but yeah, same thing, right? I mean, it's everybody, like Nick said, everybody's got an attachment to it, and I think that's for the actors great.
Steve Downs.
Steve Downs, that's who it is. For the actors, that's great. For the team, even better, I think. And then that's the double-edged sword when it comes to fans, right? Is that they go, oh well, this has been my whole life, which is, just bringing it up is just another thing to you hear backlash about it, right? And it's like, you hear backlash about it on Twitter, and then you click on the guy's page, and it's all about Super Mario Brothers. You're gonna go, okay, there's some bias. Like, this is clearly not just a person who's like, yeah, I know Mario, I play him from time to time. It's
His
like, bro,
Twitter
this guy
banner says
only plays-
Mario and Luigi for president 2024. You're like,
Yeah.
oh man, I can't
Oh,
talk
I
to
know
you.
what I'm in for. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what this feed is like.
Right.
But yeah.
You don't want to see it.
So, before we move on to some video game IP that we would like to see adapted, which I think is going to be a great conversation. I have one that came to mind immediately, and we'll get there. But I would like to welcome you boys to Fresh Ball Fall. It's the season of pumpkin spice and making sure your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in a fall. Their reads are so interesting. Oh, God. That means sipping cider in a fall breeze and using Manscaped products to trim your balls with ease. That's right. Today's show is brought to you by Manscaped, a company here to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing shedding its excess leaves. Heck, even Mother Nature knows it's time to lose the excess clutter for fall. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off, plus free shipping with the code Diggity, Diggity. We actually do use these products. They have sent us their products. We enjoy their products. They're fantastic. I don't use them quite on my head because it doesn't get quite tight enough for me. I gotta have that nice shine, that smooth, silky feel. But they are fantastic. They have light. They have skin-safe technology that helps you to hopefully not nick your nuts. And your downstairs mix-up, whatever it may be. They are also entirely waterproof, so you can use them in the shower. I mean, they're fantastic products. Honestly, the nose trimmer is my favorite part of it all. It's a good nose trimmer. I know that sounds stupid, but most of them like tickle your nose and everything. This one actually, it does not do that. I don't know how they managed it, but it's fantastic. I got a lot of hair, just not on my head. All right, so I gotta,
Lucky you.
I gotta stay trimmed. But anyway, use code Diggity on manscaped.com and you'll get 20% off plus free shipping. Thank you, Manscaped, for sponsoring this episode of Diggity.
Do they have a separate blade? But for like, because I imagine you have it like this and you're down there doing your business and then you're like, you just go like, that was down there.
But it's your balls.
But like, you don't want them mixing. It's
But
like
if you're clean and you're shaving your nuts, whatever.
Yeah, but like there's different bacteria that grows down there, so you don't want.
Not if you showered, whatever, dude.
I don't think you know how the human body works.
I don't think we need to get into this right now.
I'm asking. I'm a genuine. This is a genuine curiosity.
No, I don't have a second blade for mine. No, I do not.
Well, that's interesting.
Gotta go balls.
That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's
gotta
interesting.
go balls to face. I would recommend the other way around, but that's fine. And then you can
you
clean
would
it. You can do a little bit of face and then
down.
go down to your balls and then like.
I played myself.
You did.
Yeah, you kind of just
absolutely
outed
did.
yourself there. Yeah,
He's the
Are
guy
we
that
talking
like
about the
reaches
movies
down
now?
to itch something.
I am
You
not that guy. I
100%
am not that guy.
You are that guy.
No, I'm not.
You are
no,
that
I
guy.
am not.
Thanks, Manscaped,
You
for
are.
sponsoring this shit show.
They love it. They love it.
This is beautiful.
All right, boys. So now we can get into the meat and potatoes here. We're from
Let's do it.
I'm from Indiana, so the corn and potatoes, I suppose. But anyway, what games, what video game IP would we like to see? I mean, there's a ton of things in the work, especially on the Sony side of things. They've been, I mean, just showing trailers off here and there. There's been rumors about things. There's all sorts of supposed things that are in the works currently. What is your guys' dream? How would you like to see it adapted, whether that be a live action or an anime? I know Evan's never going to recommend an anime, but regardless, and if you have any castings, like, so, I mean, say you want that one person to play this, the main character or whatever it may be, hit me with them all.
Gears of War, Marcus Phoenix, Dave Bautista.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd do that.
I don't even know
I
if we
would
have
do
to
that.
talk about that one. That one's
We
just
don't.
Yeah, that doesn't really need to be discussed.
the fact that it hasn't been done yet is absolutely stunning.
He's pushing for it.
He has been
wants
pushing
that
for
role.
it for years.
Yes.
He
Years.
fits it so perfectly. Like
Wasn't-
it's made for him.
It's
Didn't-
the voice, though.
Yeah, didn't
could do
Gears
it. He could
5
do it.
have Didn't they have a skin that was actually?
I believe they did.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
it was Batista.
Yeah. I remember. I think we played the multiplayer when it came out on PC.
Oh my God, they did.
I think
Yeah?
we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they absolutely did.
They did.
Uh-huh.
Why? What? That's sick.
Actually,
Why? Because it's fucking awesome.
He's dressed up. He's dressed up as the character before.
Yeah.
He's dressed up as Marcus.
That one's
and apparently
so perfect.
he I just looked him up, Dave Bautista Gears of War. Yeah, he turned down the Fast and Furious franchise to fight for the Gears of War movie role. But that was May 14th of last year.
I wonder if he kind of regrets that one a little bit.
I don't.
There's a lot of money in that Fast and Furious franchise.
There is, but he's fine.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that one. I think that'd be perfect, honestly. Who would play Dom though?
Dom's. Oh fuck! Don't do this to me,
Yeah,
bro. I don't know.
See, that's where it gets a little difficult. Yeah, you got to find another big guy, but one with a kind soul this time.
Yeah, but Dom could be a bit of a no.
The Rock and Dave Bautista.
No, because the moment you turn,
who played the Punisher?
John Bernthal. Yeah, he would do a good job.
He would do a good job.
Yeah.
I looked at this photo. I'm gonna share it to you guys right now.
Homeboy's gonna have to put on some size though.
He could. He could.
He'd have to put on some.
He'd have to put on some serious size.
That's a lot.
He looked like a very small man next to Batista.
Look at that picture I just posted though.
Okay, yeah.
John Bernthal.
Bernthal.
Whatever, man.
Say it right.
I gotta look at it on my phone. So
put some respect on his name.
Yeah, I am.
I could definitely see
it.
I can see it.
He'd be a great fucking.
I would also be okay with him ditching that chin strap because that's very much a product of the time.
Yeah,
right?
If you gave him Dom with his beard that he had in later games, I feel like that'd be fine.
Yeah.
The chin strap is totally a Cliff Bleszinski thing back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I actually really like Bernthal as a whole. Anyway, dude just seems like a really good guy, and just fantastic actor.
I follow his Instagram. He's a very nice dude. Yeah, like super into community outreach, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I'd support him. Yeah, 100% for that role. He'd do a good job.
John Cena as Dom.
He's whiter than the driven snow.
You were correct.
No.
Dude, just because he likes ice
I just had to throw it out there. He's the other big guy in Hollywood. Come on now.
Oh, I shot it down.
He's too busy shooting the next 4 seasons of Peacemaker.
And Honda commercials.
Commercials.
And
my son the other day was like,
"Was
that John Cena?" Fuck yeah, it was, son. It sure was.
There you go,
John Cena.
What do you got for me, Evan?
I was thinking about this. I would love to see either a movie or a limited series of like a prequel before the second game of Red Dead 2. Like a greatest
like a huge drama?
Like a hit of like so the thing is, right, is that 1 deals with John after the gang and hunting down the old guys. 2 is at the end of the gang. I'd love to see a limited series or see, that's why I hesitate to use a movie, because I feel that's so much to put in. Yeah. And people would want it to turn into a movie, another movie to get more. So I think
series you can stretch it out.
I'd see with like a limited series, I'd say like 8 to 10 episodes, you could really do something where it's maybe not leading right into the second game, but or even doing it that way where you kind of, I know that it works for some and not for others. Like as an example of what it does work or does not work for is the Resident Evil show. That did not work very well with doing a past timeline and a future timeline or a present timeline. I think that if they did it right for the Red Dead series, you could do it where it's sort of like, this is back in the good old days of the gang, and then this is, leading up to at the beginning of the second game, they're running away from Blackwater because they were doing some riverboat heist that went wrong and a couple people died, like really good members of the gang. And you could leave it sort of where like maybe that happens at the second to last episode, and then you kind of wrap it up that way. I don't know how I'd really want it to be done. But yeah, like a limited series of Red Dead, of the Vanderlyn gang, let's call it that, the Dutch Vanderlyn gang.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Something like that. In terms of casting,
that's tough.
That's tough because you have so many. You have not only iconic looks for these characters, but I mean, Dutch's voice, John's voice, Arthur's voice. Those are very hard to, especially John's.
I
Like I'd say
mean,
John and Dutch's
just
are
get
pretty
Roger
hard.
Clark to play Arthur.
You could probably do that.
I mean, I guess
honestly.
at that point, if it's in between the games, never mind. I guess you don't need that. Spoiler alert for an older game.
Oh
Wow.
no! Yeah. Oh no!
Keep it going. Keep it rolling.
4 years late. 4 years late.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of who you could get to play John, though. Yeah, that real grizzled,
really-
like
Trying to figure out for Dutch, man. Dutch is a really,
Ethan Hawke for Dutch.
really. I could see that. I could see Ethan.
He's
Hawke
done
doing
westerns before.
that. I'm trying to think of people I know who have done westerns that would do.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one.
What's his
Mhm.
name? Ed Harris to play Hosea. I think that'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
Ed Harris is in Westworld. Yeah, he does a good job there.
Yep.
And he's just good in everything. He's really good. I think him as Jose would be good. Who would play? I was thinking who would play Micah. But I
Who's
couldn't-
the worst fucking person you can imagine in Hollywood? That's who plays
my
Micah.
Gary
Oh, what's his
Busey.
name?
Gary
No, not
Busey.
not Gary Busey. Come on, he's a kind soul. Be nice.
He's something.
What's that one guy's name? Yeah, good job, Evan. Real helpful.
Yeah, that one guy. That narrows it down.
Yeah, I can't think of who it is.
No,
Chris Pratt.
I agree.
No more Chris Pratt.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg as Micah. That'd be hilarious.
He already did.
Um,
He already did Max Payne.
This is true.
And Uncharted.
Yeah.
He is Sully in Uncharted with
Yeah.
no mustache for most of the movie.
Naughty Dog
no gray
really
hair.
likes him.
They
Yeah.
do. They do really like him. Yeah, I mean that's tough because you also got to contend with, right? A lot of the people that we see in both games aren't necessarily going to be there for that series because Micah doesn't even show up in 2. They say they only picked him up like 6 months ago. So like, depending on how you do it there, he's
Mhm.
only in there for maybe one half of the show. If you're doing it as like a greatest hits back in the day kind of thing, so that'd be, I think that'd be the harder thing to nail down and work with is who's going to be here for it and who do we want? Because you have, I'd say probably the 3 main iconic characters now are obviously Arthur, John, and Dutch. So you have those 3, and they've kind of nailed that down from the start that when Dutch started this gang, he took John and Arthur in, and they were almost like brothers. That's kind of what they lead you to believe, or not lead you to believe, but they kind of push that through the second game is that like they grew up together. So you have that nailed down. So those 3 you could get, but then it's kind of figuring out Jose is another is definitely there as a 4th, but then you got to think who out of everybody else, Abigail, when does she show up, right? Like how do you do all that stuff? So
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that's a good start. Ethan Hawke as Dutch, Roger Clark as Arthur. Just get
Just-
play him,
Dead.
and then you might as well just go with that and just get the guy who played John to play John. I mean,
I don't know what he looks like, but yeah.
what's his last name in the game?
Rob Whitehoff is the man's name, and he looks. He
Nothing
could
like him?
maybe do John, maybe dye his hair, and maybe.
I think he could. I'm looking at him now.
Wheatoff?
I'm seeing him.
Wheatoff?
I'm seeing him with the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I think
like
that-
Crocodile Dundee looking hat there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got the lips on the side. Yeah. I think he could do it. Definitely. I can't really think of people that could
God,
take him though.
I don't
that could
picture
play him.
that voice coming out of that man.
It doesn't. You don't think about it. No, absolutely not.
He's got a grizzled voice, like a man that has seen some shit.
Yeah. Right. He really does. Yeah, John. Who? That's what I'll look that up. Who would play John Marston in a movie?
There you go. Somebody on Reddit has figured it out, I'm sure.
Margot
10
Robbie
actors
as
who could-
Samus.
Oh, I'd watch the shit out of it.
Metroid
who said-
miniseries.
That
John
actually
Bernthal
would be
comes up.
awesome.
John Bernthal comes up
Bernthal
for
would
John Marston as well.
Bernthal's just going to be in every movie we pitch today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got him. Josh Brolin. Think of what's it called?
He's
No
kind of
Country for
getting
Old
up
Men.
there a
Cable.
little bit, though.
No Country for Old Men. I mean, I think that's a pretty good one. You got Norman Reedus of The Walking Dead.
He's starting
he
to get a little bit older though. He could.
I'm looking at younger guys here.
Yeah.
Just get Christian Bale to do it. Get Christian Bale to play.
Honestly, that would probably work if he could. He's just gonna have to do his Batman voice.
Oh my god!
Right? I mean, he could. Yeah, he could certainly probably pull it off. But yeah, that's all I can really think of.
Yes, Samus would be awesome, and I think Margot Robbie is a good casting for that.
Margot Robbie would be a great Samus for like a series though.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to see it in a movie because I'd want it to be, I'd want it to be live action. Obviously, shut up. I'd want it to be hyper intense, so like just super like on the edge of your seat shit. And I feel like she would be a great Samus.
I would love to see a God of War live action, but I don't know who the fuck you cast as Kratos.
Connor said Dave Bautista.
Yeah,
I say Jason Momoa. Shave Jason Momoa's head. Give him just the beard.
You know how many people lose their minds if Jason Momoa cut his fucking hair off?
He already did.
Well,
he got a tattoo.
If he went full fucking bald to play
got a
Kratos,
tattoo on his head?
Yeah, he got a tattoo on his head, on the side of his head. But think about the stature Jason Momoa has. Yeah? That beard he can grow for Kratos.
Yeah,
like just see him with like Jason Momoa as Kratos would be insane.
That's all is Jason Momoa.
Bryan Cranston, Gordon Freeman.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No. Wait. First off, yes, fair. In terms of the look. First off, yes, in terms of the look.
Age doesn't match. Age doesn't match, though.
Secondly, though, I mean, why would you waste Bryan Cranston's talent on a guy who doesn't talk?
Well, that's the problem there.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Mario doesn't really talk either, so.
That's true, but then you'd have people like Nick in the grandstands lighting the movie theater on fire because he says, "Hey, how's it going? I'm Gordon Freeman."
Are you kidding me? He'd get kicked out for touching himself because he's watching a Half-Life movie.
I hate you.
You know I'm right. You know I'm right. I am trying to figure out something else that Henry Cavill could play in because I fucking adore that man.
Henry Cavill could play.
Oh my god.
Nolan North.
He could play Nolan North.
That's the actor. Nathan Drake.
Just a whole movie about him playing a voice actor.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Even better. This is the great. No, Henry Cavill is Sly Cooper.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
No. I don't think you guys are understanding. No, I'm talking live action. Like he is like the hat and everything. It just rips through the shirt.
Who would play Kirby if they ever did a live action of Kirby? Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito.
Chris Chan.
There it is.
Chris Chan. That's 3.
Now you're in on it, Evan. You are part of the problem.
It's spreading. It's getting everywhere.
By the way, Ryan Gosling, Baird from Gears of War.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds is Baird.
Ryan Reynolds. I don't think Ryan Gosling would.
Okay, Ryan Gosling as Carmine.
He doesn't do the he's not even. Guy. No, I couldn't even picture him as. He's more like he's stoic. He doesn't do.
He's very quiet.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He doesn't do the talky guy stuff.
Reynolds is a great Baird. Although he's such a smart ass.
Oh, he'd be perfect for Baird. Perfect.
Good call right there.
Speaking of just rounding out that cast, I don't know if you guys know him. He's not new necessarily, but Brian Tyree Henry to play Coltrane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. He's in I think he's in Eternals.
David Harbour as Trevor from GTA.
I don't want a GTA live action.
I don't either.
I'm trying to think of a good animated. Now, because we've done all live action so far, but I really like the
Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah. Is that really gonna be
that? I mean, I don't think
as an animated movie, like a series, or like a.
I'm just sorry because I don't know how many people know about it. Like
Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb is a huge success.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes.
Is it a GOTY contender?
Lester Spite as Coltrane. He's Coltrane's actor or voice actor. Look this man up. He's
Oh
Coltrane.
my god, yeah, no, forget what I said. Yeah,
He's
oh my
fucking
god.
Coltrane.
He is huge. Oh my god.
He
Terry
is
Tate
a
is
large
Coltrane.
man.
Terry Tate as Coltrane.
Terry Tate?
Terry Tate.
That's what I said. Motherfucker, don't you yell at me on my own goddamn show.
They like pretty much like basically based Coltrane off Terry Tate.
Yeah.
Like Terry
Yeah.
Tate as Coltrane would be insane.
Terry Crews.
I do enjoy some Terry Crews.
I think he'd do a good job. But yeah, I mean, I would honestly agree with Brody here. I think Lester Spite would be good. I mean, just looking at him, holy crap, this guy's huge. Oh, he was a professional wrestler and a former American football player. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
This guy would be
absolutely.
perfect.
As an animated series, I brought this up to Evan before. So as an animated series, now that you brought it up, I think, and I am going to go Half-Life here, it would be cool without Gordon Freeman. You get little snippets of him. It'd be cool to have a Half-Life animated series showing the citizens of City 17 and then the Resistance rise up against the Combine and all that shit.
Yeah, like
show
some
like the
prequel stuff,
7-hour war.
Mm-hmm.
Show like
Yeah,
the
but
7-hour war before.
Can we get it shot like Parks and Rec though, where it's a lot of pop zooms and a lot of talking heads? And can we just see, when you talk about, you see Gordon Freeman in the background, can we just see him like walking over to the the water cooler and having a chat with some other guys? And it's just the cameraman's entire focus is trying to talk to Gordon Freeman and he fails every time. Like, every time he's like interviewing someone and he sees Gordon Freeman, he turns the camera and doesn't focus on them at all. I think it'd just be hilarious. Take this franchise everybody loves and turn it into a comedy. Just
Rosario
like
Dawson.
a workplace comedy as Alex.
Shell Portal.
So
or Alex would be great.
Alex.
Part of me actually would love to have a Gears of War animated series. Just
It'd probably work
because
better.
I think
I
it would
can see
actually
that.
work better than live action, because it's going to suffer from the same thing that Halo did, right? Like conveying that weight, conveying the action and the gruesomeness and what it could actually be. I think an animated series, not quite in like the style of like Cyberpunk, but with that same level of gore and that crazy like over the top, just I mean, the Lancer, right? Like the fucking Lancer cutting into someone, which the Lancer is an improbable weapon anyway, and in the way it's designed, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. But you look at it in
show
like
more viscera too,
right,
animated
like
form.
you could be over the top gruesome with it, and I think that's what Gears would have to have. Otherwise, it's gonna feel cheap.
So going off of previous stuff that has come out in the past like year or so, Halo,
BioShock. I want fucking BioShock.
That's happening.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
happening.
I know. I want it to happen though, and I want it to actually be good.
Be good. Yeah, I feel that.
That's my concern there.
But I would agree with doing the Gears of War show as an animated series, because my biggest fear would be, think of what you have to show.
Yes.
As people who have played the games, right? Like you said, the Lancer, cutting people in half with that. You have to show
the armor is huge.
You have to show the grunts. The armor's huge. You have to do all this stuff. And while I think some of the actors like Dave Bautista would love to do that stuff live action, because getting into it and whatnot.
How does it translate?
I think that the bigger issue would be that the studio would just want to be like CGI everything. And then you would get something like Halo where you have guns that aren't painted correctly, stuff that just looks goofy.
They're not even there sometimes.
Right. Like
CGI gun.
Yeah. Like, so that's my point. Like I would rather it be animated and just have them voice act it. And hell, even have them do something where it's almost maybe on that sort of Resident Evil animated series where it's not, like you said, edge runners, but a bit more like realistic in a way, where they can maybe mocap it still.
Yeah.
But it comes out as everybody still gets to wear the armor, or they'll wear the suits or whatever. But you get the props and whatnot and go from there. I think that'd be better. I think with when I brought up the Red Dead series, that's easier to do practically because there's less involved. It's old-timey guns, and horses. You get, go to Montana, just shoot out in the plains somewhere. That's a lot easier to do for a series like that. And you can build, hell, they probably have sets on Hollywood still that are from like old West shows that you could just get rebuilt and touched up and fit the scene. So like I would love that. So I can agree with that though. Like definitely I'd say those bigger things like that make a bit more animated. And then for the
Yeah.
Half-Life stuff, I'd say you could probably do a decent mix of that, because you can make enough of that stuff practical without it being dumb, and then you
I
can
think it would look
CGI the
cool
stuff that
either
doesn't
way.
work. Like
Yeah.
the Striders. But then
That'd be insane live action.
make a Half-Life movie and have Christopher Nolan direct it. He will make he will make Striders a real thing in the
I think
world.
that's who they were talking to for a minute there. They were talking to
Christopher Nolan
to
would
do
be
it.
the only one to do it. I wouldn't trust any other director to make a Half-Life movie.
Michael Bay,
100%.
come on
Yeah.
now.
No, too many explosions. Anyways, I have an interesting one. If you guys are cool with this.
One of the comment would talk, and you'd see 70 explosions happen when he spoke for no reason. It wouldn't even make sense.
The sound mixing is all fucked up. All you hear is explosion.
You'd have Nick scrolling through his handbook of how to translate, and he'd be like, "He just said he wanted a coffee. Why did everything blow up?"
Oh my God.
Nick's
I have
getting ready
two
to
for this actor.
recommend Neptunia over there.
No, I am not. I have two for this actor, and they are both live action. I'm sorry, but
No, you're good.
I think this would be sweet. Oscar Isaac.
Yes.
Don't say
Isaac from Dead Space.
Oh,
You're just saying
yeah.
it because of his last name.
No, it
No,
does
I-
fit
I saw-
exceptionally well.
Yeah, he would do it.
Solid Snake.
Also, Oscar?
Oscar Isaac, Solid Snake.
Uh,
Because you can't have Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell's older than fucking dirt. You could have Kurt Russell play Big Boss. That'd be sick.
No, just do Kurt Russell anyway. He'll be fine.
God, I'm trying to think of who else I would take as Solid Snake, though.
You would have to have someone who can be serious. That's the thing, right?
That's
Like-
the hard part anymore. I mean, you got people like The Rock and stuff who would be amazing in like a Gears of War if he wasn't always goofy, right? Like something
He
like
has
Right.
rules. Hugh Jackman
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman as
As,
Solid Snake.
or Gerard Butler.
See,
Ooh, I do kind of enjoy an
fuck.
older Gerard Butler as Solid Snake.
Or Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, I think you may have lost me there.
I think in terms of look,
Fuck
he
it,
could
make it
do
Tom
but
Holland.
There's a
I'll kill you.
I
No.
will kill you.
no. Please
Bring
no.
back Carl Urban as the Doom guy, by the way. Let's redo Doom
Oh.
and bring Carl Urban back.
Carl
Doom.
Urban as Doom guy? I could
He was
almost
the
picture
original Doom
him
guy.
more as Snake.
Yeah, I could actually see him more as Snake.
He
than
would
Doom
actually
guy.
make a really
Ooh.
good Solid
the-
Snake.
He
from
would.
from the more recent Doom games. He's got to be bigger.
Yeah, he's
gotta
got to
be,
have the muscles, man.
So who would play
went
Doom
through
guy?
We went through this whole debate one time with Matt was here. I remember it. I think it was OBO.
Yes,
And
yes,
I
did.
was going to fight Matt over this because I kept saying Batista. You never
Yeah.
As Doom
you never have
guy?
to see his face.
Yeah.
All you have to see is his huge cannons that he has for fucking arms.
Yeah,
Would
it's
you
like
want
Mandalorian.
Doom
You don't
guy-
have to see that.
But not
Would you
excessively
want him
big.
to talk though? Like here and there. Would you want him to talk? And would you want him to do the
I
famous
don't know if you need him to
rip
talk.
and tear, rip and tear? Would you want him to do the rip and tear part though?
Ooh.
Where he
But
actually
hold on.
goes, need rip, tear, rip and tear.
Callback.
What
Jensen Ackles as Snake.
Jensen Ackles. Who is that?
He's in The Boys season 4. If you haven't seen, and also Supernatural.
Yeah, he plays Soldier Boy.
Yeah, Soldier Boy.
I think he could do Snake.
You could take a
Yeah.
lot of those characters from fucking The Boys. I'm trying to figure out, all right, who plays Kimiko?
Karen Fukuhara.
There's a game that was called Oni, and she'd be awesome as the main character from Oni. I'm trying to find it right now. It was made by Bungie.
I'm trying to figure something out where I can put Frenchie into
Bungie.
something. I fucking
He
love
doesn't
Frenchie.
do a lot, does he?
Jack
but I
Quaid.
love him.
Jack Quaid is Master Chief.
At this point, I'll take anyone.
I mean, sure, why not?
So I
Get
just
Jack Quaid
posted-
to be like. Oh man, I had a game and I couldn't think of who Jack Quaid does the perfect like nerdy guy, but like
Yeah.
still the main character kind of thing.
He'd
pretty well, so
honestly
I
make
think
a really good Peter Parker.
he would make a good Peter.
Oh my
Parker.
God,
He'd
yeah.
make a
I think he would
fantastic
do-
Peter Parker.
I
Yeah.
think he would do okay. So take Marvel Spider-Man for PlayStation and make that movie. Put Jack Quaid in that role. I think.
Do
he would
we
do
need
it, 'cause I
another
think-
Spider-Man though?
No, we don't. No, we don't. But like,
Okay.
so the way I look at it, right? We talked about this earlier in the Discord. Actually, was like Tom Holland fits the young Spider-Man very well, where he's nervous but excited because of what he
Yes.
can do. Tobey Maguire fits this kind of like, especially after. Can I spoil this? It's been almost a year.
Yeah, go for
Can
it.
I spoil No
Yeah.
Way Home?
Yes.
He fills it perfectly in No Way Home,
Where
he's
the
like the older,
more mature. Yeah.
He's not grizzled, but like yeah,
He's
like
seen some shit.
he's like, I've lost some people, right? Like I get it, but like he's very still, arguably still pretty positive for what has happened. And then you have Garfield, who's I said this earlier. Garfield, I think, was still a great Spider-Man. I think it just got tore down because of a lot of other things that happened.
I think he plays an excellent Spider-Man. I'm not so sure about his Peter Parker.
So the way I look at his Peter Parker is how I look at the Marvel's Spider-Man PlayStation Peter Parker. Like
yes,
he's
okay.
And
fair.
the problem with that is that with the movies they had him still in high school. If you had him as a young adult, or maybe even in the middle, or has graduated college, he fits it better because he's got like Andrew Garfield out of all the Spider-Men has a great dry sense of still kind of picking on his enemies with it, like he's condescending, he's confident, cocky, so like, and they do that in the game. So like I think that Jack Quaid kind of fills every one of those pretty well. He can play the young, excited Tom Holland Spider-Man, but as I think we've kind of seen sometimes in The Boys, maybe he can really pull off those condescending, sarcastic, dry remarks of like, I really kind of am just listening to the shit you say. I don't really like, I'm barely paying attention. Like, I think he could do that very well. So I agree with you. I don't think we need another Spider-Man, but if I could go to the universe of my choice, I would probably want to go to the one where Jack Quaid is Spider-Man.
I think it would
to
work exceptionally well. I think he would
do a good job.
He does a fantastic job. Honestly, I think everybody in The Boys does a really good job.
Oh yeah,
I'm just so impressed with that
like
show
Coltrane.
over and all. But yeah, I mean, like Carl Urban, you can put him in anything at this point, and I'll fucking watch it.
Which is great. Like
I treasure
that
man.
He's been good. He's been.
You guys
good
needed one
for so long.
Tom Hardy, right?
Oh, okay. What you got?
B.J. Blazkowicz, Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wolfenstein,
no questions asked.
fucking TV
No
series.
questions asked.
Tom
Yes.
Hardy, BJ.
Yep.
See,
100%.
and that's one that again I want the live action, but I'd rather it be animated just for the sake of it being able to do some of the crazy shit, right? Like have the crazy mechs and stuff that they have in Wolfenstein. Otherwise, it's gonna look shitty.
Yeah, like.
But
Again,
I think you could do it with the right studio. Like if you like Blumhouse or anything like that, like that are into practical effects, into making their shit look amazing. So if you gave it to the right studio, you don't think so? Budget-wise, maybe?
Blumhouse. Yeah, no, because they couldn't do the budget. Absolutely not. You would have.
Okay, so again, the right studio could take Wolfenstein as a series, though.
Christopher Nolan. Just do it. Call it a day. You'll succeed. You'll make $2 billion. You'll beat Avatar.
He probably would do a good Wolfenstein and a good Half-Life.
Yes.
He would do a good anything in terms of practical effects. Like he is notorious. He is particularly extremely anal about that stuff, where it's like when they did the semi scene in The Dark Knight, he was like, no, we're gonna make the bat cycle real and we're gonna make sure it flips this truck over. Like this is, you can watch that scene. The only thing that's CGI'd is when Batman goes up the wall and flips.
Yeah.
That's the only the truck flipping over is, they were like, no, we're gonna do this and we're gonna make it cool.
So like, as much of a Zelda fan as I am, I don't want anything really.
I don't want anything from it.
I would take a side story, like create something in that world that is a side shoot and make it probably animated. I don't think it would really work well as a live action, but I don't want anything with Link. I don't want Zelda. I don't want any of that. I just, like, if you're gonna do it, do a fucking side story.
I got you.
Yes.
A Ganon side story, but mature. So it's an M-rated show showing how Ganon came up and came to be who he became.
And I'd be okay with that
mature.
Because
Corey had that idea. Corey from Boss Rush had that idea. And when he was talking, I was like, that's literally the idea I had. And Corey said it out loud. And I went, yes.
Because there's not a whole lot of explanation for Ganon most of the time, right? Like, I anything Skull Kid, I'm fucking here for.
Majora's Mask, like him getting the mask.
Do Skull Kid, but in arcane style. With the painter effects. Holy fuck.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Seriously. Wait, hold on.
Hey, it's funny you brought up Spider-Man, by the way.
Oh, look at that shit.
Is that a youth? Is that a Youth Energy shirt?
It sure as fuck is.
That's awesome.
It's so good.
I wanted to kind of not flip it on it. Kind of flip it on its head. So you brought up what we'd like to see and who we'd like to play them.
Yes.
I want to switch it up for and then feel free to add your own actors. Who would you want Cillian Murphy to play from Peaky Blinders, Inception?
I gotta look him
he's
up.
in
I'm pretty sure
Oppenheimer
I know
next
who
year.
he is, but
you've probably once you see him, you'll probably know. But like, who would you want him to play? Like, what video game character?
He's the guy who played Scarecrow and shit back in the day, right?
Scarecrow.
Yes.
Yep.
Psycho Man. Metal Gear.
He's worked with Nolan a lot.
Psycho Mantis. Metal
Gear. He has terrifying eyes. He frightens me. They're unsettling. He's a great actor, don't get me wrong, but Scarecrow was a fantastic cast for him. He just kind of has this...
He does Peaky Blinders so well because he does the same thing. Like,
yes,
it just,
exactly.
In terms of the character, it fits, but yeah, he's got this super, like, dead stare of it's... You know there's so much more going on in there than he ever lets on. In everything. Yeah, he does a great job.
He kind of reminds me of Skarsgård. In a way.
Yeah.
Where Jeff would never be able to be on this episode because he has no idea who anybody is, but
yeah.
So I'm glad you guys were here for it, but God, who would he play well?
I can't think of it because I'm looking at him and I'm like, he would be great in something. Oh, Leon Kennedy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
I could see Leon Kennedy.
That's it. Yep.
There it is, baby. There it is. All right, get the casting. Call Chris Nolan. We're doing this.
Norman Reedus.
Okay.
Sam from Death Stranding.
Fuck you. Absolutely fuck yourself.
Moronic.
I do not want a Death Stranding show. Or movie.
I don't either. The game is a show.
It is a show, right? Exactly. Oh god.
Those Last of Us though, kinda.
I'm trying to think of another Nintendo IP because the Samus one was fantastic. I would love a Metroid Prime type series of some sort,
I can't
right?
Really help you with that.
Kid Icarus would be sweet.
Kid Icarus would be cool, but that gets into weird territory. It's like, now we have to make this cherub looking, right? Like,
yeah, you'd have to make it an adult series.
What if
I don't know, man?
What if they brought back Golden Sun?
I don't think I ever played Golden Sun though.
I have not played it myself yet. It is on my list. Golden Sun is
an anime though.
It'd have to be an anime, absolutely. But a Golden Sun or like a fucking Chrono Trigger would be fucking
Dragon
awesome.
Quest would be cool.
Dragon Quest would be cool. I mean, and then at that point, you just get the team behind fucking Dragon Ball, right? Because it's the same art style.
It's the same fucking shit. Kingdom Hearts would be a great anime.
I can't do Kingdom Hearts.
But you'd have to.
He was like, I can't even do it.
You'd have to pair up with Disney though, right? So like that's a pain
that's a nightmare in itself.
Well, like with Valve though, they're a pain in the ass to work with because they'll just shut shit down.
Yeah, they do throw
you could be
a
like
lot of
halfway
shit at the
through.
wall, and they're like, nah, fuck it.
We don't want to do this anymore. So that's what I'd be afraid of.
That means they're making too much goddamn money. That's like Google shit right there, like Stadia.
A Portal movie or a series would be sweet.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But what up?
Never mind. Go on. I'll look this up because I want to get it all together before we just look it up and if everything's already said and done.
No, I'm just like I would love to see Portal happen.
It would be cool, but I don't know how you make a story so much about it. Right?
Oh, I mean, the story writes itself, right? Like, I mean, without having to go back to the first one.
But
like,
you'd almost have to do
Portal,
like a prequel or something, I guess.
You would, and that can make it easier to make a Half-Life game, or vice versa, because Aperture and Black Mesa.
They can't count to 3, bud.
I know. Evan, what? He's having a Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
We're gonna have a Steam Deck 2 and Steam Deck 4. They're gonna skip 3.
Goodness. So going off of what I asked. Going off what I asked earlier, we already know that there's a BioShock movie or series being made. And
do we have any of the casting for that?
There is no casting, so I looked it up because I wanted to confirm that before I brought it up. And I'm
Cillian Murphy.
he's brought up, but not maybe who you think he is. I brought it up. They brought up 4 actors for these people, all from the first game. We have Jake Gyllenhaal as Jack, the main character from the first game.
Okay.
We have John Hamm as Andrew Ryan.
Yes.
I am 100% for that. There's no question about it.
Absolutely.
Tom Hardy as Atlas or Frank Fontaine.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And now, who is the crazy psychopath in BioShock with Sander Cohen, right? Guess who they wanted to play him? Cillian Murphy.
That'd be
Perfect.
This is my perfect cast. Do this.
This is
awesome. That would be perfect.
I wish that these studios making some of these shows and stuff would
Just
listen.
go online and
Just
look
go.
up who
Just
would
go
they-
on fucking Reddit. Like somebody has created this fantasy cast list, and it's always fucking spot on. It's so perfect. I mean, right now we're kind of flying off the cuff, trying to figure it out as we go, right? But I mean, somebody has sat there and they were in the shower or on the shitter, one of the two, or both. I don't know. And they were sitting there thinking about it and processing this for days and came up with that
really
perfect
thinking
list.
about
That
it.
is so fucking good.
Well, I just like it's like you just want to. I just want to send Ted Sarandos, the CEO of Netflix, that article and be like, I don't know, man, this kind of fits. Like,
Kind of fits a lot of it.
You're Netflix, so don't tell me that you can't afford these guys. You 100% can.
I kind of want Ryan Gosling in something. I don't know what yet, but I want him in something. I will say I don't like him as in Drive, but everything else I've ever seen him in, really, I didn't care for Drive. I did not enjoy it.
I actually
Maybe I need to go back and watch it.
I plan on watching it again like this weekend because I've never seen it and I've heard how much people really liked it or like how it's such a good movie. I mean, I looked up the Wikipedia and like I looked at reviews and everybody's like it's incredible. So I was like, I want to see it. I hear there's a lot of practical effects in it. So
yeah, they did a good job on it. I just never got into it. But I want him in something. And instantly, as I was thinking about it, I'm like, he could play Link. He doesn't talk much.
Well, that's why I said Jack for BioShock. I mean, Jack doesn't
he'd be
talk
perfect
at all,
for
so
Jack.
He would do a pretty. I think I can see him like just thinking about a previous scene from a different movie, like say Blade Runner, right, where he's got the lights flashing on his face and you see like the hook of a splicer behind him up on the ceiling. You know, you can picture him in the turtleneck, and you know all that, like having the electro bolt in one hand, the wrench in the other. I can see it.
I think that so scared they're gonna fuck this up though.
Oh, they're going to. They're gonna make it like the Resident Evil show. It's gonna come out randomly. It's gonna be terrible.
It is one of my most beloved like single player games, and they're going to absolutely just fuck it.
They're gonna destroy it. They are. They're not.
It's essentially like your Half-Life, Nick. Like they're if they ever did it and they fucked it up, like that is what BioShock is going to be like for me.
And the sad thing is they're doing his Half-Life, and nobody cares about your Half-Life, and they're not gonna make a show out of that. I'm sorry. Like I can't see that unless
I don't know
getting
how you do
desperate.
it. I don't know how you do it.
What, Half-Life?
Yeah.
You have to make
I think
it a movie.
it'd be difficult.
It can't be with Gordon. Like you'd have to basically follow Gordon.
You'd
through
have
the eyes of the Uprising.
Yeah, you'd have to. It'd have to be. Yeah, exactly that. A third
or
party.
Follow Alex.
Lightbulb. 2 months before the Black Mesa incident, you cover Gordon Freeman for a day. It's framed like The Office. Rainn Wilson plays Gordon.
Everything's framed like The Office or Parks and
Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson plays Gordon Freeman.
If you slimmed him down,
Dwight
I
Schrute.
could see it.
Dwight Schrute.
If you slimmed him down,
Gordon's not that skinny, dog. Like, have you seen him in that HEV
yes,
suit?
The HEV suit's bulky as shit.
No, it's not. It's
yes,
pretty
it
light.
is. Jason Statham, Nico Bellic.
I don't want Grand Theft Auto. I don't want GTA.
I understand, but if you had to, Jason Statham.
I'm already.
No, Jason wouldn't do it.
Borderlands is already going to be a fucking weird. I don't think that's going to go well at all. I also don't think Jason Statham.
Jason's
go
too
ahead
bulky.
and look at the photo I just posted, facial wise.
Jason's
The
too
Rock,
bulky.
Mr. X, Resident Evil.
He'd throw some stupid one-liner out there when he fucking popped through a goddamn wall.
I am. My brain is fried thinking about
You
this.
smell what I'm
a lot of
cooking?
ideas.
It's like
I think
you make Ari a comedy. I feel like I've heard Mr. X. I've heard that sentence before somewhere. He's telling me he's making pancakes. I know. I've heard this.
So I have one more, and it is kind of a combination of things here. So I want Midnight Suns, Marvel Midnight Suns, as an animated series. I want an animated series on the Midnight Suns. That's all I want.
Let Nick Cage play fucking Ghost Rider.
Absolutely. He has to. He has to fucking do that.
There's no way.
I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, I know it's kind of like MCU-esque, but I want more animated Marvel movies because the live action shit's getting fucking old, and I want an adult Marvel animated series. And I want it to be Midnight Suns.
As Trevor.
Nick Cage from GTA.
I know you don't. I know you don't. I know you don't want GTA, but Nick Cage is Trevor. Just be like, you know what, Nick? Come on set. Just do it.
Do your thing, man.
Just do it. Thinking of Nick Cage and other stuff. I think Nick Cage could even pull off a good Sander Cohen from BioShock. Just the crazy side, you know. I think he could do that.
Nick Cage is.
Imagine Jack kills his
treasure.
first. He kills his first big He kills his first big daddy. He pulls off the helmet and it's just Nick Cage. He'd be like, "Dog."
Did you guys ever play Manhunt?
I did
at
not.
all. Like you've seen footage, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Manhunt would be a pretty cool. I know we're wrapping up, but I feel like Manhunt would be a pretty cool series, not like as an anime, or like an animation, or like a live action horror drama.
Yeah,
I feel like that would be very. You know, you're a shithead convict. You're just abducted and you're thrown into the shit city. I forget the city's name. It actually has ties to GTA.
City. What's the name of it?
No, it's 1 minute. Manhunt City location.
I do have a couple other thoughts.
Arthur City.
On
points. I thought it was gonna be a Google redirect to Nick's house.
So you throw somebody into Carcer City. No, we're not talking about my city today. We had a bit of an issue here today. So Carcer City, right? But like you follow this convict going fucking basically like through the city, being directed to make a snuff film for his freedom.
I don't think you could do it today.
I don't know.
You really don't?
Either. Yeah.
It almost be like Hostel.
You'd have to put it on. It'd have to be like an A24 film, and it'd have to be a Blumhouse production.
Sick.
And it'd have to be.
Cool.
They would have to go instead of making it too much like the game. They would have to go full bore and make it completely psychotic for it to work. Because then, as soon as that happens, you have people who are going to be like, "This is a game. How this is so violent?" And it's like, "Dog, are you kidding me? Like, what do you want? You know?" What do you want from us?
I feel like it could be cool.
You know what I mean? Like
I
wouldn't say no to it, right? I'd probably go and see it, but at the same time, it'd have to be more like a Hostel. It'd have to be directed DVD.
Eli Roth.
Couldn't be a
Eli Roth
movie.
would be a great director for that. Anyways,
so I have a couple closing thoughts here. So I wish they never made the Prince of Persia movie and the Assassin's Creed movie. Because one, I think a Prince of Persia movie could be done exceptionally well if they actually did not do what they did. Also, same
whitewashing?
Yeah, well, also Assassin's Creed could be fucking awesome if you actually followed Desmond and like that the Assassin's Creed 1.
Thank you.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
and
1, 2, and 3, like kind of follow that line.
Brotherhood, Revelations,
and not get too crazy with like once you start to get to the Apple of Eden and shit like that. Like just stick with a person going into the Animus and going back in the past, and I think you could do some really cool things there. Obviously, like when they go into the Animus, it can't be a fucking white guy. Like, let's be honest. You can't whitewash this shit. This shit does not take place in fucking America.
It's like ScarJo, Ghost in the Shell.
Right, exactly, right.
I think Michael Fassbender would have been great for it. I think that's just more the movie's fault, not his, because Michael Fassbender is great at what he does. He's a fantastic actor, so I think
he would have played a great Desmond, right? But I think
I could see him playing. I didn't watch the movie, so I don't know what they did with it, how they went. I knew it was bad. That's why I didn't see it.
It was
But like
so
I don't
dumb.
know what the story about it, if it related anything to the games. I don't know anything about that. But
Well, and
It was
even then, like,
basically
you're literally diving into someone else. Like, you were playing as someone else when you go into the Animus. You did not have to have Michael Fassbender as the person in the past. Like, he would have
it
been a
was
great
basically an
Desmond,
Uwe
but
Boll.
yeah,
It was basically an Uwe Boll film. Do you
yes.
guys know who Uwe Boll is? Okay. Evan, do you
no,
know who Uwe Boll is? He directed
no,
the Blood Rain movies. Very bad
you're
films.
Yes.
losing me.
It was
And Postal. So he made a Postal
Postal.
movie
Yeah.
So,
and Blood
oh,
Rain.
I see.
Bad.
He's both in the movie. Michael Fassbender
Yeah.
plays both the guy in the
Yes.
past. Okay, I see.
Yeah, that's
Michael K.
where
Williams
part
is
of
in
the
this?
problem is.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go see it. I'm gonna have to see it now. I love Michael K. Williams.
You're gonna be very pissed when you watch it.
I wouldn't watch it.
I just read what he does. It's not good.
A
Nope.
WASD Diggity Assassin's Creed movie review.
No,
It's bad. Done.
We have to now. We're
I
watching
haven't
it.
seen it. It's bad. I agree.
Join the Discord this Saturday for a watch party of this.
Oh,
I
see
will
what you're
be
talking
at
about, though, Brody.
work for the fourth time.
What
I
happens
see
at night
what
at your
you-
work?
I see what you mean, Brody.
Hopefully
though,
not
about
much.
There you go.
whitewashing.
All right.
He
Well,
has-
I think
yeah.
we're reaching the end of our brain wavelengths here. I think we're
He also
done.
Uwe Boll made an Alone in the Dark film too. Really bad. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. moving on.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We are Diggity. We usually do news, but this week was kind of an exception given kind of a relatively slow news week and also just crazy life shit going on. But thank you guys for hopping on here and doing the show with me because this was a lot of fun. This was
Yeah,
a
it was
good time.
great.
I'm glad. Evan
Oh,
was
yeah.
the last minute addition too, so it
I asked
worked
you
out
what you
well.
were doing, and you were like, "Your Mario movie." I was like, "Okay," and then you were like, "And then we're gonna talk about who we'd like to play in these." I was like, I'm in.
I'm
Like
in.
as soon as you added that bit, I was like, "Oh, 100%."
Hell yeah. I think it was a lot of fun. I think it turned out
I
cool,
loved
and
it.
I think we came up with some good ideas. Margot Robbie for Samus. Make it fucking happen, please, for the love
Put
of
her,
God.
put her in it. Put her in it.
It'd be
and I'll
insane.
watch it. I'll fill up the theater.
By your-
Yeah, with yeah, you'll fill it up for sure.
All right.
Okay,
You'll be painting the
okay.
walls
Come
white.
on.
but
Let's stop.
Anyway, check out all of the other Spawn Camp shows. We do a bunch of different things, and we cover a lot of different ground on anime, gunpla, PC gaming, topical gaming stuff, and gaming news. We also have a obviously YouTube channel. If you are listening to this podcast, you should go check out the YouTube channel. We post some gameplay videos, sorry, and also some like building videos and things like that. We're trying to get kind of more diverse content there. We're
Yeah.
working on it. We live stream all the time on Twitch and YouTube. Go check both of those out. And honestly, you need to join the Discord. It's basically a
It's a
requirement.
blast.
If you
So
listen to
much
the
fun.
show, you have to join the Discord. If you don't have Discord, you have to make an account and join. It's a good time. We post memes. We post all sorts of shit.
I thought you were gonna be like, if you don't have a Discord, you have to join the show.
You have to join the show if you don't have a Discord.
You have to do one or the other.
Next
Discord's
Diggity
packed right
episode's
now.
on you.
Yeah.
I'll write the show notes. You just read it. It's fine. It's
Community episode.
no
Community
big
episode.
deal.
There
No
you
big
go.
deal. Actually, honestly, one of our moderators has been on Diggity quite a few different times now. So
Yeah.
he comes on when I am unavailable. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. We will be back next Thursday live, and then Friday at 5 a.m. in the morning, and which is a.m. God damn it, I'm losing it, guys.